not just serving Hong Kong Express, but other airlines as well. If your customer are also using level tier, like perhaps Scoot or maybe Air Asia or maybe Jizhou Air, maybe Cebu Pacifics, they have similar system upgrade by level tier as well, which is quite a massive upgrade, and with no doubt will impact your operation. In Hong Kong, actually, Cebu Pacific, I think they do the upgrade, I think a month ago, which got some delay and impact the operation at the front end. So we don't want this to happen. So we want all of us all together to support this upgrade and make sure that our passengers they receive the same level of service. Our flights they depart on time, and of course we have zero safety or security cases. Although we have like almost 12 hours upgrade as a whole. So once again, I have thanks for your support for these things for this upgrade. Once again, the date will be 17 and 18 of November across the midnight. All right. Uh, Before I go on, here is the agenda today. Can you see my screen now? I think you can see my screen, right? So it's three parts here. So first things, I will show you some. We have a backup DCS, right? As I mentioned in my previous email, we have a backup DCS for you to check in. It's just the same, just the normal Go Now you are using. But something you have to pay extra attention. I will show you three cases. I will show you three cases. I will demo three cases to you, what you need to alert. Okay. And same things, I will walk through with you one more time the time frame, what we will do from say 6 p.m., 10 p.m., 3 a.m., what we are doing in headquarters and what you need to do from your end as well. And last but not least, we have a Q&A session. I hope you have some question in your pocket. Feel free to raise to me during this Q&A session. Okay. So if no a question here, I will start the demo. So this is the Go Now. We call it backup DCS. You can see this is just the same you are using day to day. But actually in the back end, we unplug it to the server, to the database. What do you mean is like this is isolated. This is not really synchronized with the backend system. This is just offline DCS. You can use this to check in, you can use this to boarding, but you will find some hiccups like the credit card payment because this is connected with the different gateway. It's not talking to the bank, it's not talking to Visa, to Master company. They actually disconnect. Talking about payment, I want to show you one cases first as a start. Let me show you a booking. Okay, I'm trying to locate passengers as usual. The PNR is AE8RQR. So Mr. Chen from Larita to Hong Kong, which is 30th of October today. So Mr. Chen already got one AC20, so he is allowed to check with one package. This is the user page. You have to scan your the passport of the passengers and update the visa the document as verified. Don't worry. At your airport, your Go Now actually is still link up with the scanner or the printer. Here I'm typing here manually, but at your airport you can still scan the passport to capture the data. Okay, document verified it. Now you may want to select a seat for the passengers. So here you can still display the seat map, no change at all. Say I want to assign this seat for the passengers, 35C. or any seat you want, like the first row or the emergency exit row, you can still proceed with the seat map. It's just the same what you're doing day to day. Okay, I want to add one extra pieces for these passengers. Say thank you, perhaps. Now you can see the wrap balance here, right? 1,200. You have the option, of course. You can just charge this 1,200, or maybe you can add extra AC transit for these passengers. Let's say just pay 1,200 here. As I told you at the beginning, this backup DCS, everything is just the same as you are using. However, don't try to charge by credit card, because this DCS actually this link with outside the bank. You can still see that like here. Maybe your agent, they can still see that say MasterCard. You can still pay, do whatever the number you want to do. Mr. Chen, leave. 1, 2, 3. Pay EB maybe. Oh, this is not the number. Let me try. What's my first type of message? No. Number. Oh, no, what do you call say? Let's try it. Okay. Let's try the other one. Supplicati, MasterCard. Say
因為個錢咧，
個 fee 係1,000嘅關係。I tried to, update the credit card number here if you can see it. Quite successful. Anyway, I just want to let you know that, okay, let's see, I try to do, but not just in these cases. I did one before this testing, and you can see number 2 here. For these cases, you can see the status of this MasterCard payment is received. Received doesn't mean that this is proceeded. Normally, if you refer your day-to-day operation, it will show approved, which means that the bank approved this amount already. Received here means that you just received the record, but actually haven't go through the transaction with the bank. So you can continue to check in. You can still issue the boarding passes at the end of this process. But in fact, this cost, this 600 or 1,200, actually is not really collected. So I want you to make sure that don't try to use credit card for payment. What else? You just ask the passengers to charge by cash, or maybe by payment like Alipay or WeChat Pay or PayMe, or this method. Don't use credit card, because credit card is not talking to the bank in this moment.
So even though there's the red amount in the P&L, we still can proceed further, right?
This red amount actually will diminish. Just this case, because I just tried to do it, but they said I have some payment issues. Normally it's like this one. I try to move this back, and you will know it. This is what I did just before I joined this call. I add a package to say that extra payment, which is generate a red amount. Then I try to pay by this MasterCard. Eventually, no more red balance. You can continue to check in and continue to issue boarding passes. but you can see this MasterCard payment record. It is showing received only. It's not showing approved as usual. Yeah, this one you see approved, right? This just say received. Received means I have this record, but I haven't go through the bank to ask for the approval. Eventually, it may be fail. So that means you let your passengers go, but actually the amount is haven't received from you, which is a loss to us.
So one question from the Taysan that's in the chat room by saying that if credit card payment is not accepted during a break, will there be any alert either by SMS or website?
Okay, great question, Dada-san. Thanks for your questions. 2 days ago, we have a communication with we have a meeting with our PR marketing teams. We are saying that we will make individual email to the passengers that traveling on the impacted flight, asking them to come to the airport early, say a few hours or more to come to the airport. And we'll post some general message to the mass public saying that we will have a system upgrade. Make sure that you arrive at the airport on time and bear with us some disruption to your operation. In this case, saying about credit card is not accepted, I can raise to the PR team to see if they can post it out, or maybe put it on some airport signage perhaps, because it's just for airport. And come back to you, Martha, these suggestions. But basically, don't worry that we'll have a mass public notification to the passengers individually, or to the mass public on the website or on the apps. So thanks, Dada-san. I will put your comment to the PR team for credit card payment. Okay, thank you, Dada-san. So that's the first cases. The next cases is about, perhaps you guys will quite concerned about IAPP or IAPI. Next cases. So these passengers coming from Incheon to Hong Kong. Then you can see the name is quite unreal, right? LLAA. So this not normally happen right in the real world. So you can see eventually the response from the IPI. Okay, let's continue to check in. Again, this is the second case I want to show you. Although this is backup DCS, we can't talk to the bank, but we can talk to the immigration for government message. So for these passengers, Korean passengers with document number like this. Of course, it's not real. This is just a fake, a dummy, right? From Korea. Updated. Checking. Checking these passengers. Just ignore any package he has. Okay, you can see the response here. Can you see at the bottom left? Korea IPI. This is failed. This is rejected. You may ask me, hey, Kenny, this is rejected, but you know that the name of this passenger is not real, right? And the passenger's data, passport data is not real as well. So this is probably that the Korean government will reject you and ask you to contact them by this number. It's proof that actually, although this is a backup DCS, but we actually talk to the Korean government, and they give us a proper reject because this passenger's passport data is not real. So they want you to call them and clarify, right? And at your side, say maybe Julian from your flight from Zhuzhou to Hong Kong, if your passenger is real and you input the proper passport information, then they will not reject you in normal cases. At the end of the day, I just want to tell you, we are connecting to each immigrations just because this one first thing is not a real passengers and all the passport number is not real. So that means that they reject you, which is also a proper behavior, right? So far so good. Any questions here for these cases? So across our network, apart from Korea, we have some country. They have APP or IPI, like even Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong, they have the immigrations IPI. Or maybe China, or maybe Bangkok or Taiwan, they have IPP or IPI as well. So basically, the government link is connected. Just try to check in here and get a proper response. If you find that some unknown or some error from the response message, just report to us. Just report to maybe AOS or report to us, then we will follow up for you. Or maybe you can retry. As I said it in my email, although we have a connection with the government. In some case, perhaps a few moments they have a moment or two suspension of the connections. Just give it a retry in a minute or 2 minutes later, perhaps you can success. Okay.
That means the system still linked with the immigration.
Yes. You can see here, Korea IPP, they reply to you.
No.
And you ask, hey, how about Hong Kong? You can't see Hong Kong here. These are other cases because this one is, you see here, this is testing the environment. In testing environment, for Hong Kong, we haven't connected recently because we have some problem with the connections. So you can't see Hong Kong here, but normally you will see it. Just at this day, we have some issue with the link with the Hong Kong immigrations. But Korea, they have told you, you can see here, the response to you already. All right. I know that many of you actually replied to me already. Some immigration they accept just submit the manifest manually to them, or maybe you have to update via the portal afterward. So these are the things you have to do, or your local jurisdiction they have to support you, especially during the manual process. Perhaps you have to submit to the CIQ manually, or maybe afterward you have to fill in the portal within 48 hours maybe. So please work with the JJ and the local immigrations how to fulfill their requirement. If you need any support, please come back to us and we will try to arrange some solutions for you. Okay. If no more question, I'll go to the third cases, which is just a normal check-in and boarding. All right. Sure. So here we have a flight from Hong Kong, 638 to Fukuoka. So this flight got 2 passengers, one check-in and one not yet check-in. Hello, is it? Any question you have? Any question so far? Okay, thank you. So this flight we have 2 passengers. I'm going to check in the second one. Okay. It's Hong Kong to Fukuoka, Japan. Up to now, we don't have IAPI yet, but in future we will have it, but not this moment. And you can check the seat map, assign a seat for these passengers. Of course, if you assign a good seat for them, they have to pay, and you have to add some service, AST1, AST2, and connect the payment. Once again, payment, don't collect credit card. Don't collect credit card. Just cash or Alipay, WeChat Pay. Okay, long mode checking passengers. Okay, this one successful check-in. I don't have a printer here with me, so I don't have boarding pass to print or receive the print. Just ignore this error message. Basically, these passengers already check in. Now I want to do a boarding for this flight. It's 638. Sorry. You can see I have 2 passengers check-in already. I will do a boarding now. Supposedly you have your BGR, your scanner already connected. But for me, I don't. I just can do manual, right? So let me try to manual port sequence number 1. Don't know why. Why reject me? Oh, because the sequence is number 3 and number 5. Just want to let you know that just like normal, if you input something wrong, the system can detect it and alert you, alarm you, just the same as usual. Don't be worried. Supposedly, if you scan a wrong boarding pass in a wrong flight, or you manually input a wrong sequence number, like just do, then you receive a alert message. So proper sequence should be number 3. To my number 3 sequence, that's success. How about number 4? No, because we don't have these passengers. 5. Okay, success. And further on, you can still do all these things like security. You can build and verify passengers, or you can send departure APIS, which is what you're doing currently. Again, the immigration link is established for you. So don't worry, supposedly you can still do it. In some moment, you may encounter hiccups or some errors. Just try to do it in 1 or 2 minutes later. We try it. That's supposedly to be fine. All right. So up to now, any question in this demo?
Just a few questions from my side. The login for the AMD, does it the same as what the other stations
Yes.
are now performing?
Yes. Don't worry. Your user login password is just the same. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. So use the same login. One more thing I should inform you from the start. On your airport, your queued menu, airport queued or meals menu, today you should see Go Now 4.7 and Go Now 5.2. Do you know which one is the current version? Can anyone answer me this question? Which one is the current? Yes, Peter.
4.7.
4.7 is the usual, right? 4.7 is the usual Go Now you're using. Yes, great. Yes, thanks. So keep during this AMD backup DCS, you turn on the meals or queued, use 4.7. And later on, when the new system ready, I will tell you at that time, then you use 5.2. Okay. Here is a very, very key message I want to tell you. Pay attention to this question, to this statement. If you have 1 passenger check in with 4.7, please continue to use 4.7 until this flight departed. If you have 1 passenger using 5.2 already, don't go back to 4.7 and check in. You know the reason? Because these 2 systems is totally isolated. The backup DCS, they will not synchronize or they will not restore the data back to 5.2. So once again, if you use 5.2, if you use 4.7, for even just one passenger, you mistakenly accept one passenger of 4.7, you have to use this 4.7 version until the end for this flight, for this particular flight. Don't mix them, right? Don't mix them. You know what I mean?
Attorney, I think the station, they got a question regarding 4.7 AMD.
Okay.
Yeah, any special login or logo or what they visual they can identify at 4.7 AMD or 4.7 and then 5.2.
Okay.
Is it a
Thanks,
something that-
Peter.
Yeah.
Thanks, Peter. All the way, you have only two versions. So there's no 4.7 number one, 4.7 AMD number two, and 5.2 number three. You don't have these three icon. All the way, you have only two. One is 4.7, which is you are using today, and one is 5.2, which you will start to use on 18th of November after migration. So during this backup DCS mode, 4.7 is the same as the backup DCS. Okay, so just use the usual one you are using until 18th of November, maybe after 12 noon time. When I tell you, hey, you can use it, then you use 5.7. Put it simple. Wait for our signal. We'll tell you when you can use 5.2. Then you go to use 5.2. Before this signal continues to use 4.7.
Yeah, but for Canada, I think we have to alert them because the check-in counter, whether or not they're going to have the manual check-in or they have to delay the counter opening for 4.7 because they're using the AMD.
KKC.
4629. Yeah, I think I can supplement that.
So, Liam will share screen. Okay.
Session.
So,
Yeah.
To clarify, for flight 625 from Haneda to Hong Kong, if we open the counter around 30 minutes later, we will be able to use 4.7, go now
AMD.
4.7, which is AMD mode,
Yeah.
meaning we cannot take credit card payment.
Yes.
This is 30 minutes after check-in normally opens.
Yes.
So meaning we should open it at 3 a.m. The reason why we would like to postpone this counter opening time is because if we attempt to turn on go now at 2:35 a.m. Hong Kong time as normally scheduled, the check-in system will not be open and we will need to handle the flight completely manually.
Yeah.
So from our perspective,
So,
we think it would be a better handling method if we postpone it to 3 a.m. and then process all the passengers in AMD mode, which will be more efficient than processing all passengers in manual mode.
Correct.
However, we do know that if touch wood, unfortunately, at 3 a.m., the AMD mode is not ready, we will then communicate clearly to Haneda Station for further handling. However, our current plans is to operate from 3 a.m.
Okay, thank you, Toby. Yes. So perhaps let me close the demo first. So if no more question on demo, so I want to go through this table and tell you about the time frame.
got a
Okay. Let me check this. Okay. Yes, correct. That's 4.7 and 5.2 only. Only two. For backup, Tobias, for backup DCS 4.7 AMD, should we request the airport system team to perform the installation, or is it now connected? Yeah. So, Tobias, this answer is no. This is just the normal day-to-day you are using. You don't need to ask your airport system team to perform installation. This is already installed and you are using day to day. However, I will suggest you to ask the airport system team to prepare 5.2 more. I mean the new system. What I mean is like, I said by Hong Kong time, 12 noon. When 5.2 we say, hey, Alliance, you can use it. I will suggest you to gather the airport resources. Make sure that say the device or the printer, the scanner, everything is ready altogether with the 5.2. So if you are asking your airport system team to support, I would suggest to gather them during say noon time, Hong Kong time, where we are migrating to 5.2 rather than the old 4.7 version. Okay.
Also got a question. I think he raised.
Okay, thank you. So, Dada-san, please. Hello, Dada-san, please.
Sorry, my mistake that I just wanted to sum up, not raise any questions. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All good. Thank you, Dada-san. Okay, thank you, Tobias. I think you understand what I mean. Okay, good. So again, let's move on. Let's move on to the second part. So, really good question, Toby just mentioned. Say for Haneda for this 625. We want you to do AMD mode. Of course, perhaps you can kickstart manual if you prefer that, but normally no, you prefer to use system, right? So perhaps you have to start check-in a bit late. Normally you start check-in at Hong Kong time 2:30. Perhaps you have to hold the passengers up for 30 minutes later when we start to use AMD. Okay, here, before I go through the whole package, I want to tell you that 3 a.m. is the last the time that the backup DCS must be ready by 3 a.m. But actually, from Leffertier saying that the earliest available is 12:30 midnight. They said that they need 2.5 hours to do their preparation to make this backup DCS activated. But we have no 100% confidence on them, so we reserve a double of time, which is 5 hours. So we are saying that from the offline at 10 p.m. until 3 a.m., 5 hours later, you must turn on the backup DCS for us. So this is the last minutes they have to turn it on. But what they say, actually the earliest will be 12:30. So ideally, you don't need to wait until 3 a.m. to start. But we just want to let you know, in the last resort, in the worst situations, you have to hold your passengers until 3 a.m.
Kenny, just one question. If the AMD can be start at, let's say, at 12:30, will there be any signal from West team saying that, well, the AMD is ready?
Good question, Peter. Yes, we will do it. Before we tell you, we announced that the backup DCS AMD is ready. We'll do our own validation first. We'll do some basic check-in. Maybe we'll have a first check-in or maybe even boarding to test it, validate it. So at the time we tell you this is ready, we have confirmed, we have performed some health check already. Of course, you may find some problem on the spot. Just report to us and then we will relay to Leffertier. But at the time we tell you backup DCS is ready, then you can make use of it. You can start checking. Hopefully, this is by 12:30 midnight, or no later than 3 a.m. And you know what? As I said, that my team, they are working with Leffertier starting from this morning, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
They are doing the dry run from technical perspective.
Yeah.
Original plan is 10:50 to release the backup DCS to us. But actually by 10 a.m., which is 15 minutes advance, they already released to us. So this proven some good news. It's not really. I don't expect the backup DCS start from 3 a.m. Perhaps it's 2 a.m. or even earlier. And today, the exercise from technical side, they give us earlier also. So however, I would say, for operation preparation, you have to prepare the worst. But I can tell from system perspective, normally it's not that late. Okay.
So for another case that we will have the signal from first team saying that the system is ready from something like that.
Yes.
And then the second checkpoint, there will be another team who they have to perform some testing in
Yeah.
local station, in Canada.
Yes.
But for regarding the SBD, as I can saw the message from Henderson this morning saying that the SBD is still not ready to use. So can we just think that will just
No,
stop
okay.
the SBD on the 17th or the 18th?
Good question. In Canada, we have SBD, right? In Hong Kong, of course, we have EOS. We have many SBD or e-boarding. We have a lot of things. During that midnight, when we are doing the migration, don't expect any self-service, even no online check-in. Okay, once again, during that midnight, don't expect any self-back job, any kiosk, any online check-in. You know what? Because, of course, although you have the Go Now in front of you, right? But as I said, this is just a backup Go Now. This is not a real 100% Go Now. Because at the back, the whole level tier is offline. Offline means actually, it is disabled. So online check-in or self-back job, all these things, this is also disabled during that moment. You don't have SBD at that moment. But at the same time, you also don't have online check-in at that moment as well.
So
Okay.
Self-service, nothing.
Yeah. Go Now is your own way to check in. Otherwise, it's manual. Way. Okay. I saw a thumb up from Dada-san. I think you are smiling right in this moment. Great. Okay, let me go through the workflow on that day. Stop me, raise any question during my presentation. Okay, once again, the date will be 17 of November up to 18 of November. So we expect the whole duration will be from 10 p.m. up to the next day, 10 a.m., which is 12 or 14 hours. Not after the noon time. So I draw this table to show you what's the flight you have during that day and the passengers load. Up to last week, 24th of October, you can see the number of passengers on your flight booked. Some flights actually, like this one from Incheon, 37 passengers booked at this moment. But don't trust it, because we find that when the day close to departure, booking will increase. Don't give false hope that I just have 10 passengers in front of me at this moment. Perhaps at the end, you have 100 passengers. Anyway, I will keep sending out this table for you every week. Tomorrow you'll receive the one with the data up to 31st of October. Flight number and the departure time, I think, are quite steady because we're closer to the day, so we don't expect much change of the departure time, STD, or we don't expect the flights will offline or remove this flight, something like that. Okay, so I think you see this table already. So by that day, we have a checkpoint call with the system team and operation team all together. So say if we foresee a typhoon, a few days ago we foresee a typhoon, which we expect a strong impact to the operation. Then we will talk to the system team. Talk to the level tier we postpone the upgrade. We don't want to. The principle is we don't want to disturb the operation. If we foresee major disruption, then we will postpone it. Okay, so that's why we select November, which normally we don't have typhoon. But of course, you never know the court arrangement. But anyway, we foresee that perhaps we will postpone it. Then at 9 or 12 noon at that time, we will see any other things happen. To be honest, if we say we visit 1 or 2 airports, we have some incident or some disruption. This may not be the showstopper. But if we foresee, touch wood, a lot of airports got some problem, be it like aircraft movement problem or some strike, maybe you have some strike, you don't have manpower, then we'll consider it. Particularly if this is happening in Hong Kong, our hub, then of course we have to postpone. But other than that, if this was just one flight or 2 flights got some disruption, normally we will continue. Anyway, the 12 noon time on 17 will be the moment we decide go or no go. No go means we will postpone. All right. And then by 6 p.m. Of 17th of November, then we will start update the flight status to close pending. I mean, you guys, what's close pending, right? Until now, that means that you can't check in, you can't do online check-in, you can't check in, you can't create booking, you can't buy AR, all these things. So at 6 p.m., we will set close pending for the flight with STD 10 p.m. and after for 24 hours. Hey, you may ask me a question. Hey, Kenny, my flight actually depart at say this one, 9:30 from Malaysia to Hong Kong. You mean that you close pending on my flight? Anyone from Subang here?
Yeah.
Someone in Subang, right?
Yeah. Double check.
Okay, thanks. Anyway, so I just want to say no. Or maybe for this one, Taipei, maybe Ethan will ask me, hey, my flight is 9:15. Do you want to close pending on my flight? The answer is no. At 6 p.m., we just close pending the flight with STD after 10 p.m. So during these 4 hours, if your flight's departed, you can continue to use Go Now to check in or board it. No issue for you. I will not stop you. If you have self-back job, of course you can still use self-back job for that moment, but because it's output, you don't have it. And Hong Kong, we have it, but we also will suspend it for better operations readiness. So anyway, if your flights depart before 10 p.m., no matter for you. I mean, you still continue to use Go Now. For this flight, Hong Kong to Beijing, Daxing, 10:05. Don't worry, I wait for you. Or I want you to complete it as soon as possible. If you really need 10:05 to depart, I will still wait for you. Okay? So that means that 260 is the last flight. We will just the last flight using the normal Go Now. And after that, we will we will all encounter close pending. Any questions so far? This is the stage number 1. Any question you have? Okay, if not, then I go to stage number 2. Okay, now time is 10 p.m. already. So you see here we have blue color and we have red color. What's that mean? By 10 p.m., right here, they will shut down their system. They call it offline. They offline their system. For at least 2.5 hours, they will offline. That means that you can't use your Go Now. And that means that you have to use manual check-in and manual boarding, right? However, for these 623 Haneda to Hong Kong and U506 Hong Kong to Manila, your check-in will close at 10:05 or before, that means that you can check in with Go Now. But boarding, you have to use manual boarding. Okay. However, for the flight starting from 624 Hong Kong to Haneda up to 676 Hong Kong to Zhuzhou, all these red color flight, unfortunately, you have to use manual check-in all the way. Manual check-in all the way. You may ask me, hey Kenny, I'm Data-san, I'm 629 on this flight. My departure is 0:55, and I start check-in by 9:55. With that 10 minutes, can I use Go Now? Because I assume Go Now is still ready for use in last 10 minutes. My advice to you is no. Don't mix up your mode. If you have system, you use system. If you foresee most of the flight you have to use manual, just use manual. Don't try to mix the mode of check-in. Say if you have a passengers arrive early, arrive at maybe 8 p.m. very early. Do you want to check in them? If you want to check in them, still use the manual way. Don't use Go Now. Again, Go Now will offline by 10 p.m. and onward. If the passengers come early, say 8 p.m., you can still see Go Now, but don't try to use that one because you'll mix up your check-in mode. Eventually, you'll mix up the whole departure count or the whole flight management. But if you ask me, hey Kelly, I've had passengers come even earlier, say come by 5 p.m. very early. Can I check in them with system? The answer is yes, because 6 p.m. is the checkpoint time. Everything you do on system, you can still use it up to 6 p.m. Because 6 p.m. will set a bob point. By that time, you can't do anything afterward. Before that, you can still use system to check in or do online check-in or buy all the things. So if you have a passengers come very early at 5 p.m. before 6, you can use system. If they come at 8, still early, but already pass through this after the 6 p.m., you have to use manual. Is it too complicated? Do you know what I mean? Any question you have so far? Hopefully, I didn't mislead you. Anyway, if you have early passengers, think clearly you accept on system or manual. Before 6, you can still use system. After 6, you have to use manual way for all this red flag. Okay. Because you are using the manual mode, you have to talk to your local immigrations how to deal with the manifest things. As keep asking you, please talk to them whether you are submitting after work on the portal, or maybe you just submit physically to the office. Either way work for us. For Hong Kong immigration, we are still asking them for some, any exception they can grant for us, but still have no update yet. I think we will conclude by next week after we talk to the senior officer to get the latest information. For the last resort, perhaps we have to submit to them with the portal, and what you write manually on the paper, you have to update on an Excel file and upload to the portal. This will happen likely, I would say. All right. Here, are you all familiarized with the manual process so far? Manual check-in process, manual boarding process. Any question for this part? If not, I will continue. Okay. As I said, the third phases will be backup DCS Back Go now. By 3 a.m. Or even earlier, the backup DCS is ready, and then you can use this to check in. Just like what I just demonstrate to you, you can use the Go Now to check in, the backup Go Now to check in. Perhaps I will tell you, hey, the backup DCS ready by 1 a.m. However, because you are using manual way already, don't disturb you. Continues to use the manual way. Don't jump into the backup DCS to check in or boarding. Don't put any hope to use Go Now boarding at that moment. If you're using manual, all the way use the manual, please. Okay. Okay, at from 3 a.m. and up to 7 a.m. These 4 hours is the time left here at the back end to prepare Go Now 5.2, the new version. Any question? Sorry. Yes.
Good.
Yes. In that cases, how we handle 8% or payment without using AMD during outage. Okay. How about payment first? If you're using manual, we have got the courtesy from the commercial team. We can waive it. We don't need to charge during the manual check-in process. Once again, I say again, if your flight is manual check-in, which means this flight, you don't need to charge any payment because we have asked for the courtesy from the commercial team already. So you don't need to charge any payment, any ancillary. Okay, for this part, okay. 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 And for APIS, as I said it, you just manually update, right? So I suggest you to reserve manpower to update a file. You know what? Like Korea or Hong Kong, they have the portal, and you can upload an Excel file, Microsoft Excel file, to get the approval or to obtain the clearance. So I suggest you to reserve a GHA and one manpower to update this Excel file. And eventually you submit, upload this file to the portal. This is what you need to do. Again, we are trying to ask for exemption, especially the Hong Kong immigration. Up to today, they are still asking us to do manual upload to the portal. If I don't have any good news next week, then that means that you have to reserve one manpower to upload from what you write on the paper, put it back to the Excel file. Is it okay? So we request, okay, team just reply to Tobias. Just would like to comment, for the AMD is the same as your current quality. Okay, yes. Full manual will be applied. Okay. It's not intended to waive payment. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Toby. So far, so good. Any question you have? Payment, waive during manual. Just during manual. Just during manual only. If you have the backup DCS, backup Go Now, you still need to charge. Okay. And APIS, you need to find the guys to manually update back to a Excel file. Tobias, is there any method to recognize if AMD is online after login? Yes, I think yes. First things, we will from headquarters, we will validate before we allow this is ready. Of course, this is from our own laptop at headquarters. For airport, supposedly this is just the same icon, just the same setting. So you will see, if you can't log in if you see any errors, or if after login you find anything unwell, you just report to us. Normally, if it is not connected, you can't even log in. Very rare you can log in, but you cannot check in. You know what I mean? If this is disconnected, you even cannot log in. You'll see some error message. Okay, so the critical point is that can you log in or not? This is the main issue. If you find you cannot, you receive some error message, tell us, and we will wait to say perhaps. Oh, of course, you can talk to your local airport team, get the resources to see if anything happen. Otherwise, it will be the level issue from the connection part. Okay. Okay, yeah, team already feedback to you. Julian, regarding Hong Kong, suppose it many IPC and was on requirements. Yes. Yeah. And for Julian, for your case, 676 Hong Kong IPC APIS. I'm not sure. Is that your team will proceed the IPC for this Hong Kong to Jizhou flight? Or is that you want the Hong Kong team to do it? You mean?
676香港 team manually send request 俾佢。
Yes, yes. Please go ahead, Julian.
Yes.
Sorry, just hold on. Okay, so Julian, you want Hong Kong team to do it, right? Okay, we might done here. Maybe Peter or Toby will get back to you. We'll come back to you for this.
Come back to Julian on that soon.
Yeah. Okay, so for these cases, we will get back to you. I understand Korean government, they are quite strict in this. No further question. Let me go through the next phases. So again, by 3 a.m., the flight, you have to start to use the back DCS. At that moment, you have no more waiver. I mean, no more waiver. You have to charge the passengers if they have excess baggage, or they have the seat change request. You have to charge them. The key is don't charge by credit card. Just use cash or Alipay or whatever the other, except credit card. I don't know how you deal with it. If your passenger say I just have credit card, what you do? I don't know, maybe get the money from ATM with the credit card. That's perhaps one of the solution. So think about it. But the fact is that no credit card payment during that backup DCS moment. All right. And then all this flight again continues to use the backup DCS mode. Actually, some flights I highlight in orange here involve coming to Hong Kong, or maybe Hong Kong to Taiwan, say Taichung or Kaohsiung. Do you know what is the common factor of these two, Hong Kong and Taiwan? The answer is IPP and IPI. So both Hong Kong and Taiwan, you have IPP or IPI, or even China. I just skip China here, but for Hong Kong and Taiwan, during 6:30 to 7 o'clock, these 30 minutes, here, they will do some transition arrangement. They will put some link in terms of like government security. They will move it from the BAPDCS to the 5.2, the new version. So you will find from 6:30 to 7 o'clock, you will find, hey, I can't send or I can't get the clearance from Taiwan immigration or from Hong Kong immigration. So that moment, first solution is we try, perhaps success. If we try, not success, then you have to go through the outage process. I think day to day you have some outage mode to do, right? For Taiwan or IPP, you have to call the immigration to get the clearance for that one. So I would say the maximum time is 30 minutes. However, it could be shortened, say 5 or 10 or 15 minutes only. I don't know, but you can expect 30 minutes is the maximum time. You'll find when you're doing boarding for flights to Hong Kong or for flights to Taiwan, you'll find, hey, I can't get a clearance for individual passengers. That will happen for this orange flight. All right. Again, the solution is we try. If we try not success, process your outage mode, call the immigration to get a clearance, or call AOS if they can support you. For the purple flight here, actually is coming from China, Guiyang or Ningbo to Hong Kong, which I said they involve the China IPI. Lucky enough, these two flights actually is operated by Sky DCS. Again, this system upgrade just involve Levitia, but not Travel Sky. Travel Sky is up and running. Travel Sky will help you to proceed IPI to China and Hong Kong. So these two travel flights is not a problem for you. For the rest, mostly actually it is Hong Kong to output. So I don't foresee any problem for this flight. I think Sam asked me, for this flight 261, can they also do Travel Sky to check in? Up to this moment, I haven't received any feedback from Travel Sky. Technically, is it ready? I would suggest don't give any hope for this moment. Even system ready, we still have to discuss is it good or no good to go with the Travel Sky DCS. Anyway, please plan for menu instead of playing a hope to use Travel Sky DCS. Okay, for Sam 10 and Joe for these cases, for this flight. Okay, and then by 7 a.m., supposedly the Go Now 5.2 ready to use. However, if you have one passenger using 4.7, continues to use 4.7, don't jump to use the new Go Now until this flight departed. Okay? You may ask me, hey, how can I, use the new system? Actually, very easy. You just log off 4.7, go back to the mute or the queued menu, and then select 5.2 and log in again. This is just simple as this to change to use the new Go Now. Once again, log off 4.7, select 5.2, log in 5.2, then that's good enough. So the existing 4.7, I think within a month, we'll remove it from your queue menu. Once we find 5.2 is stable, then we'll remove within 3 or 4 weeks, within a month. But don't go back to use 4.7 afterward. Okay? So we'll expect by noontime, all the flights clear. Those flights using backup DCS are already departed. Then everything go back to normal. Of course, this 10 a.m. or noontime, this is based on the expectation. We don't expect Levitia will delay, but you never know something happened on the day. Please be vigilant. I think the crucial point is once we have a backup DCS, then good enough for us to maintain the operation. What we don't want is we keep using manual check-in, manual board. We don't want them. So we'll make sure that the backup DCS is ready for you. We are saying 7 a.m. to start to use the new system or 12 noon to complete the whole things. However, if the worst case is not, please continue to use the backup DCS to complete your flight. Okay? Until we say everything is ready. And one more time, once you have one passenger, use 4.7, continues to use 4.7. Okay? So that's the key message I leave to you up to now. Any question you have? The last 15 minutes will be the Q&A sessions. Please feel free to raise your question. You can just give us recommendations. We suggest you to be logged in when you're going to open Kata. So say if you have used Photos 7 for a while, when you open Kata again, you just re-log in, which is the documentation we have for you. Sam, okay. Yes, my email is sent to Hong Hengyu, Chongxingyu, Mr. Ching, and also another lady is called Disa in Beijing. I said Sam, I suggest you to talk to Toby or Peter for 261, the operations. Okay, Data-san, any question from you? I know Haneda is mostly suffer because his bad eye flight. A question from Data-san, maybe? Six-2-3 check-in DCS Back manual boarding. Could you tell me method for MCI APC verify at gate? Okay, you mean those other check-in passengers? Okay, you raised a good point here. Okay, at the beginning, I told you 6 p.m. on 17th of November is the time we block, which like a checkpoint, we block all the online check-in. So you have some passengers, perhaps a day ago they do the online check-in. Yes, you have some mobile check-in passengers or online check-in passengers. They haven't go through the validation. If you are doing manual boarding, you have to keep, as supposedly the passenger's information, the passport information already updated. You know what I mean? Like during mobile check-in or web check-in, you have to key in your passport number, date of birth, or nationalities, all these things. At that point, it also go through the immigration message. Say Hong Kong immigration, they already get a clearance for these passengers. If no clearance, these passengers cannot check in by the mobile apps or web check-in. So basically, if you receive passengers who is manual check-in passengers, you just double check as usual, secondary document check, make sure this is the face match with the passport or the name match with the passport. That's all good because we have the APAS data already input and updated into DCS, right? So this is for online check-in. Yeah. The best way, of course, is I said that you that's what no, yeah. I think online check-in already got the data already for you. But okay, so we still have like more than 2 weeks to go. I will keep sending you the latest communication or the latest development of the cases. So please don't worry. Feel free to contact me or Peter or Toby. How we can support you.
Hilton as well.
Hilton as well. Yep. Both of you will support you. I feel sorry to you that because of this system upgrade, we create some hardship to you on your operation. But also we appreciate on behalf of the grassroots team, we appreciate your effort for your support. No matter to you as our station managers or to your GFJ, we highly appreciate your support to us. For the GFJ, if you handle other airlines under level tier, I'm sorry, this is the first time perhaps you experience, and you have one or two more airlines to do similar things as us. Anyway, thanks for joining. Oh, I see a question from Derek. Yeah, Derek, please.
Hi, Kenny. Thanks for the details. Regarding the question, Julian raised in the team chat, during the manual check-in of 676, As part of the post-flight, I believe the Hong Kong JJ may not able to access the local portal site to update the APIS. So is any preparation or workaround that could be applied on this aspect, just like the other APIS requirement?
Yes, Julian, can you?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Hello? Hello?
It's okay. Maybe Julian, maybe or Derek, could we stay behind after this call? Let's do a 5 minutes discussion quickly.
Sure.
Okay. So yes, Julian, please stay behind this call. We have a quick discussion then. Okay, thanks everyone. If no more question, I will end here. If any question, feel free to text or email me. I will dial up for you or reply to you directly. Once again, thanks for your help. See you later. Julian, please stay for 5 more minutes. Thank you.
Kenny,
Yes, Tobias, yes.
yeah, I have a check with the Aircraft team that their LDCS development has been completed soon, and the LDCS will be launched coming November. If
You
any,
mean,
Hello?
yes, go ahead. Yes, Tobias, go ahead.
yes, the LDCS is a local DCS which provided the airport authority. If any chance to use the LDCS, can he use the LTCS during the go now system down?
You mean the backup DCS, right? You mean the AM backup DCS, you mean?
No, not AMD. The airport authority airport authority provided the local DCS.
Oh, you mean they have their own local DCS provided to you?
Yes.
You want us to use that?
It depends on
Maybe.
the headquarters allowance.
We don't prefer that. Actually, in your case is just like what Sam from Beijing Daxing, they have similar cases. Actually, the local airport, they have Travel Sky to support them. But at this moment, we don't suggest to use that, even this is available, because we haven't tested, we haven't validated is it a good product for us, or maybe something happened that we don't know then could impact our flight. Be it your local DCS or maybe even Travel Sky, we have experience to use Travel Sky, but we still have some hesitation. So after all, I'm sorry that perhaps we don't consider to use the Incheon, the local DCS. Sorry for that.
Okay.
Thank you, Tobias. But thanks for your suggestion. Okay. Julian, can you let's get back to the 676 handling. Is it okay? I think you
The mic is
is it you maybe a separate call maybe, right? I called you and then I lined up with Derek. Yep. I created a link. I think this link is not good quality, so I created the link for you. Okay, thanks everyone. Yeah, we'll start discussion with Julian then. Thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
You.
我就離開啦，我哋應該係4拜8嘅，我哋唔錯。